This weather sucks. If you guys ever live in a city, then you have experienced this, and it's like the best ever. I guess you could experience it if you just walk around. I absolutely love it. When you're walking down the street, someone in front of you is smoking a cigarette, and you get all of the smoke in your face, you're like, woo, I was wanting to smoke some cigs today without actually smoking it. Thank you so much. £275 for a double. Let's go for a double. I will forever suck at bench press. Just to give you a perspective on how much stronger I am with a narrower grip than a wide grip on bench, my maximum reps, touch and go, 225, competition grip is 9. That was 2 sets of pause rep, close grip, a set of 8, then a set of 7, after doing 275 reps. All right, these are some boring light deadlifts. These are 465 pounds for doubles. I'm just gonna show you a 1 set. Here we go. Super easy peasy. Also tomorrow, which will be April 11th at 12 Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific, Ape Athletics, which I am sponsored by, they are having a restock. They are launching their light fit tees, and they're restocking all the camo joggers. I wear a medium in everything. I'm 177 pounds, I'm 5'10". If you're 177, unless you're like me, like a little skinny guy, I'd probably get a large, but I like the mediums, kind of makes me look jacked, right? So, Ape Athletics, you can use my name, Max, to get yourself a little bit of a discount, so go snag yourself up some tomorrow, or if you're watching in the future, you can, just go to the website and see what's available. I'm hungry, I'm headed home. No, I'll be right back. Okay, all right. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the rooftop. This seems to be the good place to do talking videos. So in a Q&A a little bit ago, I made a video and I talked about if I get drunk, am I gay? Like, I answered a lot of these questions, and one of the things that I talked about was failure and how I got fired from a job, and a lot of people asked me about this. And at first I didn't really want to talk about it that much because I feel like it didn't add any value, but I realized that there's a good lesson in it. So we're gonna dive into that. It's gonna be a little bit of a rant. I don't know how long it's gonna be. So get ready for a story. Go grab a drink right now, pause the video, and get ready for the story on how I got fired from my first corporate job right out of college. Let's go. Okay, so I got my first job right out of college as a technical recruiter. If for any reason you happen to know the name of the company I'm talking about, please do not say anything in the comments. I'll delete it. It's not to put this company on blast. I'm glad that it happened, but I'm at a better place now. So in in retrospect, I'm kind of glad it happened, right? Because everything happens for a reason, guys. Anyway, got my first job right out of college as a technical recruiter. Very, very exciting. So I graduated, had a full-time job, I was all stoked. I started doing the YouTube thing. So this was back in early 2013, so 3 years ago, basically. And I started this job, I had started making videos, and a couple weeks into training, I think it was my first ever day of eating video. It might have been the second one, but I believe it was the first one. And in that video, I filmed everything that I ate, and something that I ate was while I was in the office, while I was in training, I set up my iPhone, okay? I set up my iPhone, and in that video, a lot of you probably have seen this. The video's not there anymore, but OGs of the channel have seen this. And I ate like a gummy worm and like and I drank like a Diet Coke. So in total, it was maybe about 6 seconds total of footage, okay? So I filmed that day of eating video, continued on with my job, continued on with work, and life went on, right? So maybe a month later, so a month or so into my job, I got called into the back office, and I went back there and I was like, that's kind of weird. And both of my managers were back there, and I was like, okay, this is kind of weird. I feel like I'm back in high school with the principal. Like, what did I do? Like, what did I do? And they were like, Max, it's come to our attention that you have a YouTube channel. And I was like, okay, like, all right, cool. You guys watch, you subscribe? And they're like, now, we can't tell you to not have a YouTube channel, like legally. We can't tell you not to have a YouTube channel, but they're like, the content that you're putting out there, it might be in your best interest to not be so profane. I was using a whole lot of profanity, okay, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of changed that up. But I was using a whole lot of profanity, just slurring out words, F-bombs left and right, not even thinking about it, because I was like, it's the internet, you know, whatever, right? I can put out whatever I want. So they were like, we would just recommend that. I was like, okay. They're like, okay, but it's also come to our attention that in one of your videos, you are filming in the office. And I knew exactly what video it was. I was like, oh, damn. I was like, it's the day of eating video. And they're like, and that's against our policy. And I immediately was like, you know, of course, I understand. I'll take the video down. It won't happen again. I'll never film in the office. I apologize. Like, I realized I should not have filmed while working, right? But then I started thinking about it. I was like, okay, this was about 4 to 5 second clip in the middle of a video like weeks ago. And in the clip, I'm not wearing any sort of logo, like no badge. There is nothing behind me. There's a white wall. No one walks behind me. Like, you would have no idea where I am if you did not physically work at that office or know that I work there, right? Like, you would have no idea because there's nothing showing where I am. So it kind of blew my mind a little bit. I was like, that means that someone like watched these videos and really hunted for this. So it kind of weirded me out. And they made me sign this piece of paper that was like, you know, this isn't like a warning, this isn't a strike, this is just a piece of paper acknowledging that we had this conversation, right? Like that we had this conversation. And I was like, okay. And it freaked me out. And it made me immediately change because I realized, you know, your parents all the time have been saying, you know, hey, don't put those pictures of you drinking the beers on the Facebook. Your employers will see that. And you're like, Mom, I'm cool, Mom. I gotta have the shotgun and the beers. I can do whatever I want, Mom. Nothing's ever gonna bite me in the ass. And this whole story is about how it does matter what you put out there. And obviously different companies are different, but my first piece of advice would be, if you don't know if you can film in your office and you're putting YouTube videos out, don't film in your office building because it might be against the rules and you might have a company like this. Anyway, I was like, from that point on, I was like, okay, I'm gonna clean up the videos and I'm no longer going to film the office. Absolutely not gonna happen. So a few more weeks go by, maybe even like a month or two, okay? And I get called into the office again, like a different manager, and I get called in and they're like, and she's like, hey, I just got notice today that that we're terminating your contract, like we're terminating you. And I was like, what? I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I just been told like we have to let you go. That's all I can say right now. And it literally blew my mind. I was like, what in the world? Like, why am I getting fired? Like, why? She's like, I can't tell you. That's just what I've been told. So you can, you know, please hand your badge over and you know, whatever. And I was like, and I was freaking out because it was like the end of the day, and I like went back and I was like, I didn't even want to take anything because I was like feeling embarrassed what everyone's gonna think about me. And everyone's like, hey Max, see you tomorrow, see you Monday. I was like, yeah. Like in my mind, I'm freaking out, guys. I just got fired from my first job. I know I'm getting a little hyped up right now, but like, I thought it was the end of the world because I didn't know why. Because I was like, it can't be for my YouTube. It can't be, right? I'm not filming I'm not filming anymore in the office. I'm not cursing in my videos, or I may be saying a damn every now and then, but I wasn't like I was, right? I cleaned that up, at least, you know, somewhat. So I go home and I immediately, I'm freaking out. I call my mom, I tell her, she's like, you know, calm down, because she realizes, but I start thinking about, I'm like, I'm never gonna have a job again, I'm never gonna go anywhere, I got fired, I'm never gonna have a reference, how am I gonna get another job? Like, do I need to file unemployment? Like, I didn't know. I was like, my life was devastated, guys, absolutely devastated. So I called my manager and I was like, you know, why, what the hell, man? Like, what is going on? I'm freaking out here. I'm just a young buck in the real world getting fired from his first job. And he's like, you know, I'll tell you as soon as I am allowed to give you the, you know, why we let you go. It's like, okay. So the next couple of days, I told my roommate, he's like, why are you going to work, man? I was like, just took some vacation days because, again, I felt embarrassed. I kept thinking what people were going to think. They thought I was going to be a loser, a failure. And I'll get to the end of that. But, wow, that's 6 minutes. This is going to be long, guys. This is a long story. But, okay, so fast forward a little bit. Oh, this wind, though. Hold on, guys. So fast forward a couple days later, my manager finally calls me and he tells me, he says, Max, okay, I can tell you why we let you go. And I was like, okay, perfect, thank you. Let me know, please. And he was like, your YouTube channel, he's like, you made a video a while ago and it was titled like drinking in the gym, and it's a video where I'm filming literally on a potato camera, like it's an old Canon point and shoot, like a little like actual video recorder thing, nowhere near high quality, sitting on top of my laptop, and I was in my room, just a talking video called Drinking and Lifting, giving my thoughts about can you drink and lift and make progress, right? And in that video, he basically tells me that imagine there's a table right here, okay? And I'm sitting at my desk, and apparently, absentmindedly, I grabbed my badge card. And I start, so the desk is here, and I just start twirling it in my hands. Like I'm twirling it like this, but you can only see maybe like this. Every now and then I like just am twirling it. And again, it's a potato camera. You would have absolutely no idea. It's not like the movies where you can be like, enhance. Like, you would have no idea what that logo is. You couldn't even make that out unless you knew exactly what that badge was and where I worked and what the company was. And he's like, we let you go. And I was like, that video was before the Dave eating video. I was like, that video came out before the video you're talking to me about. I was like, how can you do that? And he's like, you should have gone through all your videos and taken down anything that representation of the company. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, are you joking me? I was like, you already talked to me. I thought it was like from that point forward, I didn't even know about that because I didn't even go back and look at that. And it blew my mind. And then what happened was I realized that the company did not, basically, this is my representation or interpretation, is that obviously the company did not like the fact that I had a YouTube channel. Whatever it was, they didn't like how I was representing myself, and they basically imagined that I had a bad image on the company. So obviously they wanted to find a reason to let me go, to not be affiliated with me, but they could not just let me go for having a YouTube channel. So that means, literally what they did, is that means they hired someone, or they told someone to go through all of my videos and find a reason to let me go. Because this video was not only months old, it was like 2 weeks older than the original video they talked to me about a month or two ago. So it blew my mind, absolutely blew my mind. And the whole point of this story, okay, the whole point I'm telling you this is not only because you guys wanted to know, and it's kind of a cool story, but like, and it definitely kind of pissed me off because I was like, that's ridiculous of this company. Like, ridiculous that they would do this. Like, they could have just talked to me about it, right? Instead of letting me go. And it blew my mind about the first day of eating because I was like, that was like 10 seconds in the middle of a video weeks ago. Anyway, so it's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And I'm happy that I'm no longer with that company. The company I'm with now is fantastic. I got a job like a week later. Luckily, my mom is in like the same industry that I'm in. So she was like, first of all, she was like, Max, stop freaking out. Stop freaking out, it'll be okay, your life is not over. and I got another job, and I'm very happy where I am. I've been working with this company the past couple years, and they know about my YouTube channel and everything. And the point I'm trying to say is that, one, like, not only will your life go on if something bad happens to you, if you get fired from a job, you will find another job, you will pick yourself back up. You have to have that ever forward mindset. And in the moment, like I did, I lost it. I lost everything, and I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. Literally, I was looking for unemployment. I was a college kid. I've been employed for like 3 months, 2 months, right? So the other thing I want to tell you about is how important it is to understand that what you put on the internet is there, okay? So if you are not happy with your boss seeing the content that you're putting out, and like, then you might not want to put it out. That is a big part. Not only do I feel it doesn't add value, but like, that's another reason why I don't drop F-bombs and everything, guys. I work in the corporate world, and yes, there are companies, there are bosses, there are managers that may not care. They may not care, but you don't know where you're gonna be, you don't know what you're gonna do, and if you want to limit yourself in whatever you want to do in life because you acted like an idiot on camera and you put yourself out on the internet, then I wouldn't recommend it. And there's a lot of stuff that I've done that I've probably put on the internet that, like, I really wish I didn't put out there. And like, you know, you live, you learn, you grow from these mistakes, and that is why I have changed the entire how my YouTube channel is, in terms of, you know, being a troll little brat on the interweb. So that is basically it, guys. Oh my God, 11 minutes? There's no way anyone stayed around for this whole story. I mean, if you stuck around for a little bit, but moral of the story, guys, A, don't think your life is over if something bad happens to you, because, and if you actually, there's a video that I put up, and it's called, I'll link it. I'm gonna link it right here. And this is the video that I made like 2 days after I got fired. It's called Deadlift Discussions. I forget what the topic is. But that video I made 2 days after, and I had the option at one point, I had the option to quit. Like, I was like, Max, just stop doing the YouTube thing. Focus on this. But I had such a passion, I had such an interest in this, and I knew that where I wanted to go, the things that I wanted to do would speak, Max. The places that I wanted to go, how I would get there would be through this. And I didn't want to give up, because I thought about it. I was like, I won't do YouTube anymore, it's too much of a liability, I'm gonna focus on just corporate world. But I realized that you can change and you can adapt and you can do both. But you just have to be smart about stuff, guys, come on. So this was basically a story time, definitely different than any other video that I ever do. So I don't know, some people may have hated this, but I hope you enjoyed the story, I hope you enjoyed the moral. Be careful what you put out there. And if you're gonna film in your office, if you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna have a cool office clip, right? Make sure that your office is cool with it. And if you don't know, you might not want to do that, because you could get fired and they could go through all your videos. So that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Super long. Please tell me if anyone got to this point in the video. If you got to this point in the video, say, wow, Max, that's a really cool jacket. Then I'll know. Thank you guys for watching. Have that ever forward mindset. I'm not like happy I got fired, but it changed everything. Me getting fired changed the path of this YouTube channel and has gotten it to where it's gotten now. So yeah, other company, get out of here. We're in a better place, we're doing better things. Ever forward, guys.